We've got a highly tailored deep dive for you today, taking a look at something pretty unusual in the EV space.
Yeah, we are dissecting the Citroën ë-C3 and, tying it into the Stellantis Fastlane 2030 roadmap to share some key insights on the affordable electric vehicle market.
Right, because usually the modern EV is treated like this fragile luxury gadget, just massive screens and delicate tech everywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
But the EC3 is actually being called a macchina de battaglia, which translates to a battle machine or like a workhorse. Why are we talking about a compact European EV with such gritty terms?
Well, that grit is completely intentional. Calling it a workhorse implies utility over luxury. Stellantis is really trying to revolutionize the affordable EV market by, well, stripping away all that excess.
Let's unpack what they actually removed to get there, because this ties directly to keeping long-term operational costs down, right?
Exactly. It's what Citroën calls the C-Zen Lounge philosophy.
Right, where they just ditched the giant, expensive infotainment touchscreen entirely. Instead, you just get a head-up display on the windshield and a built-in dock for your smartphone.
Which is brilliant, honestly, because it completely avoids the trap of digital obsolescence. Think of a hotel room with that clunky, confusing digital alarm clock on the nightstand.
Oh, I hate those. I always just ignore it and use my own phone.
Right, because your phone is infinitely better and updates itself constantly.
So by making your smartphone the brain, they prevent the car's tech from feeling ancient in like 3 years?
Exactly. And that essentialism has this massive economic ripple effect. Removing complex electronic control units drastically cuts manufacturing costs.
Which obviously lowers operational expenses too. But that intense pragmatism extends to the battery chemistry as well, right?
Yeah, they bypassed the traditional nickel manganese cobalt or NMC batteries and went with a lithium ferrophosphate or LFP battery.
I'm actually a bit stuck on that choice though. I mean, why swap to LFP? I always thought those batteries were heavier.
They are heavier, yeah,
Yeah.
and slightly less energy dense, but they solve a really critical problem for high usage vehicles, which is degradation.
Ah.
Standard NMC batteries start to degrade quickly if you constantly charge them to 100%. But LFP chemistry handles frequent full charge cycles with barely any wear over time.
Oh, wow. Which makes it perfect for fleet managers, I guess.
Totally. Take a rental fleet in the Canary Islands, for example.
Right. Lots of tourists.
Exactly. You have this constant turnover of tourists who need the car fully charged fast. This battery can fast charge to 80% in 26 minutes, day after day.
Without killing the lifespan. That makes sense. And the physical design plays into that island rental scenario perfectly too.
Yeah, they gave the EC3 an extra 100 millimeters of ground clearance compared to the segment average.
So tourists navigating like light dirt roads get this rugged, high clearance EV with a battery built for daily abuse.
Right, which preserves the vehicle's resale value for the rental company.
But I have to push back a little here. If Stellantis is ruthlessly cutting costs to reach their e-car project goal, EV and gas car price parity by 2028, doesn't stripping all this away run the risk of the car feeling like a glorified golf cart?
I mean, you might think so. Competitors like the Renault 5 or the BYD Dolphin are chasing sportiness or flashy tech specs to justify their price.
Right.
But Citroën leaned hard into the one thing they've been famous for over the last century, which is a ridiculously comfortable ride.
But how do you get a premium ride out of a budget, stripped-down car?
By rethinking the suspension, standard setups use these stiff mechanical springs that just bounce on every pothole. Citroën equipped the ë-C3 with progressive hydraulic dampers.
Wait, hydraulic dampers?
Yeah, they act more like liquid shock absorbers, essentially floating the chassis over bumps.
Oh, nice.
Combine that with specific density foam seats, and you get this highly filtered, lounge-like experience instead of a stiff, sporty one.
So it's a cheap workhorse that feels like a comfortable armchair on wheels.
Exactly.
But hardware durability only gets you so far. How is Stellantis preventing the underlying car software from decaying as they scale up this affordable EV strategy?
That ties into their broader Fastlane 2030 roadmap. Starting in 2027, Stellantis is moving to a centralized software brain for their new STLA One modular platform.
The STLA brain and smart cockpit stuff.
Right. So instead of dozens of tiny computers running different car parts, they're creating one central system that can receive sophisticated over-the-air updates.
So updating the car overnight, just like your smartphone does?
Exactly. The vehicle's lifecycle is continuously extended digitally without ever needing physical hardware swaps at a dealership.
So the ë-C3 really proves that the future of mass market EVs relies on durable, accessible essentialism, not just luxury tech. You don't need a spaceship, you just need a reliable workhorse.
Yeah, hopefully sharing these key insights helps you look at the electric transition from a much more practical, grounded perspective.
Absolutely. We want to say a huge thank you to you for joining this deep dive and sharing your time with us today.
Yes, thanks for tuning in.
It leaves me with one final provocative thought, though. If manufacturers are successfully outsourcing the car's infotainment brain to the supercomputers we already carry in our pockets, well, how long until the vehicles we buy are essentially just highly comfortable, drivable phone cases?
Huh, that is a wild thought.
Something for you to chew on the next time you dock your phone on the dash. See you next time.